And we are live. Welcome in, everybody, to another wonderful episode of Empowered Transcendence.
What is up?
What is up?
How you
How
doing?
you doing? Oh, man. It's been a quick 2 weeks. Holy crap. Um, thank you for everybody tuning in week one. Getting to know everybody, and you guys get to understand us a little bit. But this week we have a topic,
Specific.
specific topic we're going to be discussing tonight. I'm pretty excited about this. This is something Bree and I frequently talk about. Get it? Frequently?
Frequent.
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 And that's it. We're done. We'll see you next. No, tonight we're going to be talking about frequencies. Again, how can we utilize them in our everyday life, to how can we utilize them and understand them in our paranormal investigating or research, even into your mediumship and stuff like that. So we have some things to show you tonight. We're going to partake in, and pretty excited for that. Welcome in on the XL network, the paranormal XL network.
I was sharing it out. Don't mind me.
Bree's always on her phone, not paying attention.
No, I'm paying attention.
So, yeah, are you excited for this?
I'm actually quite excited because we have been fascinated with this, my God, for 2 years now. And have been talking about how we feel like this is a topic of conversation that a lot of people, regardless of what you're involved in and what you're doing, this pertains to everyday real world life. And people have really overlooked this conversation unless you're in a certain niche, like the metaphysical or holistic.
Yeah.
And so the fact that we are getting a chance to dive into this tonight, I'm thoroughly excited about. Is this going to be a one-night show or two-night show? I'm kind of thinking this might be 2 nights.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the conversation flows tonight. We're definitely going to bring up some interesting points. This is something, again, Bree just said, we've been discussing and mulling over the past probably 2 years, to the point where we were trying to figure out how we could use this certain frequencies to help out. Not, I want to say manipulate, but I don't want to say manipulate, or help aid us in communicating what we think are called spirits. During our investigations, we had reached out to people that build tech stuff. Like, could this be a possibility to, find something, a certain frequency, but I understand people like, well, we use the spirit boxes and those are the radio frequency. Yeah, we do, and that does work. You see thousands of people doing spirit box sessions, Estes sessions, all every weekend. But is there another frequency that we can attune into that would be even better than just the plain old radio waves, radio frequency? So we haven't got that far on that, so we don't have an answer for that part.
Well, what I find fascinating with this is the rabbit holes that we've gone down, and learning that your clothing is even certain fabrics are at a certain frequency. They hold a certain frequency. Like polyester has its own frequency, cotton, linen, and the hospitals, like in the late 1800s, early 1900s, up until and I wish I had written this down. I really meant to. Up to a certain point, actually use like certain technology. Some people would be like, linen's not technology, but it is. It actually holds a frequency in and of itself that actually contributes to healing.
That's correct.
Same with using certain types of metals. Like they would have certain types of metals, like copper has its own frequency, silver, and they were heavily used in hospital settings. And then it's like you don't see this anymore in modern day medicine. And so it's like, I mean, it frequencies play more than just on the holistic element. Like everything in life literally has a certain vibration, a certain frequency to it. This is more than just paranormal. This is more than just metaphysical. This is something that applies to everyday life, even deep down into our spiritual well-being.
Yeah, I mean, the medical system up until 1930s, early 1940s, they, and the whole time before that, but some point around there, they eliminated using actual frequencies as healing. Now it's slowly making a comeback in Western medicine. The Eastern, hemisphere, they still use these ancient techniques for healing, and frequencies is one of those. But we on the Western hemisphere think we're too good for everything. But
Is it that we think we're too good, or is it that big pharma's gotten a hand in it?
it's all about money. It's all about money. There's no money in healing you. But
The things that make you go,
Bree brought up a good point. The clothing you wear. What's your favorite color? That is going to be a topic tonight. We're even going to talk about chakras and the frequencies of these chakras. And by the end of the show, we will have a certain thing we will talk about that is an energy frequency healing that you can partake in. Let's just say, but you'll have to be here till the end of the show to find out about that. So,
and yes, I'm still sharing this out, so don't mind.
So if you're tuning in, please write in the comments. Hello, hi. We want to see your face. While I drink.
Your phone's gonna ding, by the way.
My phone is gonna ding, people. So we're gonna talk about a frequency machine. We're gonna reference a book a little bit. We're going to talk about structures. We're going to talk about chakras tonight. We are going to talk about how your favorite color matters in your frequency and how your actual personality is, per se. So we're going to jam pack this whole next hour. We like to keep it an hour, but probably not going to happen tonight because we both like to talk. But yeah, so are you sending me reels?
I'm sharing this out on Facebook Messenger to people that I know we've had conversations with that I think they would want to watch.
Right.
So, because let's be honest, I mean, sorry, Sarah, we haven't done too good with sharing this out. We've been both swamped with work. Like literally,
real life comes into play.
Yeah. So, sorry.
So if you get a chance and you're new to the show here on XL Network, we do have an Empower Transcendence page on Facebook. You can like and follow that. We also now have a TikTok page. Bye-bye. We're back. Hello, guys. We're back. We had a commercial break. It was our sponsors from Metamucil and Advil. Got to get your fiber and take care of that and the inflammatory needs. Welcome back to the Empowered Transcendence Show. So, anyways, yes, we're gonna get started tonight, guys. This frequencies can impact everything from your attitude, your outlook on life, how you interact with people, how you deal with your children, to your partner, your spouse, work, everything. And this is important. And again, this is something reason why we really, last week, we start or 2 weeks ago we started off, kind of introduced ourselves, kind of talked about a lot of things we were going to discuss here in the Empower Transcendence series. Um, but this is the reason why we chose this for the first show, because this is something that we speak on a lot privately, but privately to a lot of our friends as well. Um, so, all right, how do you want to start?
Well, so here's the cool thing about us having Sarah in the background is we actually sent her a bunch of things that she's actually going to be popping up onto the screen that's going to be beneficial and helping give you guys you saw what I was doing, visualization.
We've had a plethora of spiritual activity in the house lately.
There's a lot going on over here I'm trying to ignore. um so I'm just gonna put this out there, guys. If we have spiritual, and if we go bye-bye for a little bit, there is spiritual interference going on. I'm trying to ask them to not fuck with the shit, but you never know. So I think we jump right on into, and should we pull out this over here?
The tube.
The tube. We've got a big tube.
We have a tube.
We have a big tube.
All right. So, what we're going to do, we're going to start off the show so you can understand frequencies. Is we are going to show you a device.
Speaker.
And it's not the speaker. It's something else.
Although speakers can be handy with this device.
We need the speaker for it, but
people right now watching are probably like, "What are they going to do with this big speaker?" Get your minds out of the gutters for now.
You are sick individuals. Knock it off. All right, Sarah, if you could pull up a picture of a frequency machine for us. Boom. This thing here is an actual frequency device. It's made from the Schumann resonance.
Schumann resonance.
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 So, this device here, you can plug in any set of speakers, an external speaker like this big tube here, and you can plug in any frequency known to man, and this thing will play it. So,
Sarah, we sent you a list of frequencies too. Can you pull that up next for us, please?
Yeah, producer. Hey, producer, can you put up the picture of the numbers for us, please?
So do you want to hold it up and show them that
yes.
This is what we've got? Oh,
that's not it.
That's not it.
Oh my God. No, that ain't it either. Not it. Oh my God.
We don't know what she. No,
nope,
not it.
That's not it either. Wait a minute. Welcome to our show, everybody. We don't know what's going on either. We're just here to ruin your next hour of your life. This will make for a good blooper reel at the end of season 1. So, while she's doing that, I'm going to show you this. So right now, let's see. Let me. This is not going to plan. Maybe stop. Turn off. You mother effer. So the frequency of the Earth is 7.83. So when you plug this thing in, it'll initially go to 7.83. That is your baseline. That is the Schumann resonance. That is what the Earth's frequency is. And that is your baseline. That's what this will start off as. So this is our frequency machine here. So we are going to play a couple of frequencies. And we want you
to just close your eyes and feel. Be in the moment And put in the comments if you are watching, regardless of what platform you're on that and you're watching, tell us what you feel listening to these different frequencies.
All right. So we're going to start with 528. All right. Let's plug this bad boy in. Hold on to me. 528. Okay. All right. Are you ready? Here we go. Maybe. Now, this is frequency 528.54. I want you to listen to it and tell us what you feel. Haha, there it is.
There it is.
There it is. Why did it die? That was weird. Irritated. That's you need your chakras aligned. If you're irritated off of this one.
You know who that is, right?
No.
That's Aunt Charlie.
Oh. All right. So 528. Let's go ahead and unplug that. 528, this is called the miracle frequency. This is supposed to repair your DNA and brings positive transformation. So if it's irritating you,
we might need to say some prayers over you.
You need a little.
You might really need to listen to this.
So it's recommended that you can do this on a daily basis or multiple times a day, probably 5-10 minute sessions. A lot of people will actually use this device to meditate with. So they'll put, headphones on and then listen to the frequency. And if you use it on a daily basis, so there's thousands of different frequencies, and each one is for a specific reason. This can help heal you in.
Keep going. You need a new battery pack.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
It says it's got 3 bars.
Right, but it just shut down.
Yeah, so, blood pressure, blood sugar, anxiety, inflammation, you name it. These frequencies can help aid in your healing. The next one I am going to play for you guys this is called the Divine. This is 963 hertz. And if this really irritates you, I don't know what to tell you. Ready?
Yep.
This is also known as the God frequency. You mother heifer.
I told you we are going to have spiritual interference tonight, guys. Sorry.
We are going to listen to God, and you're going to like it, ghosts.
I'm putting it in the chat for us.
I see that. Good job, man.
Thank you.
High five. So what do you guys feel off of this, if we still have you here?
What's everybody feeling with this right here?
I always feel peace.
Yeah. Vanessa loves this one.
So that, again, this is 963. It's the divine or the God frequency. All right, let's play. Well, I'm going to play a different one here real quick. We're not going to do we're just going to do a few of them. So this one here let's go 369. 369.27. This is liberation. This is supposed to eliminate fear and guilt. So again, 5 to 10 minutes daily, whatever frequency you want to pick. You can use this during your meditations. You can do this when you go to lay down at night before you go to sleep. Put some headphones on. Just zone out to this noise. Your cells in your body react. Your organs react. Your brain, your heart, you name it, will react in different ways to different frequencies. This is something that if you're just feeling quite off or there's something wrong right now, either mentally or physically, frequency could be the way to help you. You stupid ghosty people.
What's funny is if you hear when the speaker kicks back on, what does it sound like?
A REM pod.
Sounds like a REM pod going off.
It's not ghost time.
It's frequency time.
All right, we'll do one more here. We're gonna do 417. This is called transformation. And transformation wipes out negativity and helps change. So frequency 417 would be the same as if you went around and saged your house to get the negative ions out of the air, the negative particles, you name it. Just clear it. Get more positive in the air, in your environment, all the way down to the cellular level of your body. You come get your ghosts. What was I on?
You were on 417.36 hertz.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you get a chance, share this out. Share this out to all your people. Let's have some fun tonight. Talk about frequencies. We got a special frequency topic at the end of the show. So again, this is 417. This is transformation. This is said to wipes out negativity and helps change. So the difference between the Schumann resonance device versus an app, this is the actual frequency that you would tune into. This would be no different if you had tuning forks. So a lot of people would do, was it 128, a tuning fork? Let's say you're having pain in your shoulder. So you would take that tuning fork, you would bang on it, and put it on your shoulder. Let the vibration and the frequency go into your body, especially at the cellular level, and help heal you and aid in, let's say, that inflammation or whatever's going on. A lot of sports practitioners and stuff like that are now partaking in frequencies. Before we turn this off, if you know any frequency that you would like to hear real quick, let us know in the comments. We will play that for you real quick. It's just interesting. I have
one.
Do you?
Yep.
What you got?
7.83.
All right. 7.83. That's
No, that's 783, baby.
Oh, just 7.83.
Okay, so there's a reason I asked him to put on 7.83 hertz. The Schumann resonances are a set of spectrum peaks in the extremely low frequency, which is known scientifically as ELF, portion of the Earth's electromagnetic field spectrum, acting as a natural heartbeat, if you will, for the planet at a base frequency of roughly 7.83 hertz. Let me turn this up for you.
Oops. So science and NASA have recorded the actual Earth, our planet, every 26 seconds it pulsates, almost like a heartbeat.
Now, created by global lightning activity in the cavity between the ground and the ionosphere, these standing waves can actually influence, check this out, guys, human brain waves, sleep patterns, and cardiovascular health. So, a lot of times you will see people, a lot of people you might know, like on social media, I've got a migraine, I got shoulder pain, my hips hurting, my back's hurting, and you'll see somebody being like, oh, there's solar flares going on right now. We're in a whiteout with this human resonance. There's actual like massive spikes that have been happening more and more frequently. They are finding, and the Earth hasn't been on the frequency lately that it's supposed to have been on, which is actually negatively affecting a lot of people health wise. That's why a lot of people lately have actually been having sinus, cold, and flu like symptoms with not a lot of explanation because it's more severe than what they typically have had. And so people are doubling and sometimes even tripling, unfortunately, their medications right now, thinking it's just the pollen when it has nothing actually to do with the pollen. It's actually the messed up frequencies of the earth right now.
Yeah, I mean, from back pain, shoulder pains, headaches, neck aches, hip pain, stuff like that. It was ironic, like the past 3 days, my right hip has been just unbearable. And scrolling through Facebook, I'm in a lot of different groups that are like the human residents, light workers, stuff like that. And somebody had posted, is anybody else having tremendous hip pain the past couple days? And I'm like, well, you son bitch. You know, not to say that it's 100% caused by that, but it's ironic. And again, we are energetic beings.
I'm turning the speaker on. So, energy, if we're energetic beings, different frequencies, when you think about it, are going to have specific causes and effects on our bodies. And they've actually, late 90s, early 2000s, they actually changed the frequency of music that's even made that we listen to every day.
Oh, that was in the 1940s.
Oh, in the 1940s when they changed 1940s. That? Okay. The music that we listen to every day, you guys, on your Spotify, your Apple playlist, the radio.
It was originally 432 and they changed it to 440.
Yeah.
Yep.
There are certain frequencies that are healing, and it's like big corporations are going behind the scenes and they're changing the frequencies so they no longer have the positive effects that they're supposed to on the human body.
So let's talk about, on the scientific aspect, with the sun to the earth, to the earth's frequency, to healing, to the religious aspects. Hey, producer, can you pull up a picture of a church for us, please? Bam. All right. So, guys, every day, all day, you drive by these massive structures we call churches or mosques and stuff like that, whether it be some massive Catholic church to a massive Lutheran church to a mosque, you name it. And a lot of them will have these massive circular windows on them. And we just dismiss them as, oh, that is such beautiful, beautiful architecture. It is, but that's not what it is. If you really look at a lot of every detail in these structures that were built, especially churches. Every little thing has a meaning. And most of all, these big windows. So each frequency that you play also has a specific pattern to it. So if you was to put sand on, a flat surface and hook up a speaker to it and play a frequency, that frequency has a specific pattern and it will show up in that sand. Or you can do it in water. It'll do the same thing. This picture here is in a church in Chicago. Okay. This picture you're seeing is a frequency. You can go ahead and take that off now. So, what I want you to do is pay attention. So, oh, yeah.
So I'm pulling something up and I'm going to try to hold this up so you guys can see. So this gentleman has a bass speaker and he's pouring water onto it.
I don't know what the light, if it'll show it.
I know. So you can see the frequency that's made in the water with the water on the speaker.
So, you think you are actually going to a church for spiritual healing. You are getting that per se, just not in the way that you think. See, these buildings were designed in an energetic way, all the way up to the steeples, the towers that they build on those, the big round mosques. You know, these, they were energy structures. Okay. And you just slap the word church on it, per se. But next time you go into a mammoth structure, and unfortunately, I'm not talking about your County Line Road Baptist white one steeple church. I'm talking about these mega structures you'll see in a lot of these downtown metropolitan areas, cathedrals and stuff like that. That's what these are designed for. All of them. Even going back into Roman times to Egyptian times, there's a lot of speculations right now with the pyramids having them being a battery and some type of energy source. They've done those ground penetrating radars and found those steep columns underneath there. Um, Odds are that is exactly what they were. Um, and it was replicated all over the planet in different times of civilization.
Yeah.
You can go back even to, if you believe in it, the Tartarian era and stuff like that. But these buildings are designed for healing. Even bells. That was the other thing. So I want you to think about this. So if you're specifically Catholic or something like that, so the big church towers that had the bells, okay, and they would chime every hour, correct? These massive bells would give out a certain frequency and it would just emulate out onto, the communities. Think about it. They don't do that anymore.
When's the last time you've heard an organic church bell truly ring? And you're not down in the hollow.
So it's just food for thought. Next time that you're driving through a major city and you see this massive church, look and see if you can see a massive window. Let's pull that up one more time there, Sarah. A church photo. Boom. Look for these. And just wonder why that frequency on that church. For one, what frequency is it? Okay. And why does that church have that specific frequency massively built in the front of the church, in between the two massive steeples and the two bells on the top that used to ring every hour on the hour to represent, if it was 11 a.m., it would chime 11 times. If it was noon, it was 12. Back to 1, it'd be 1. Think about it. Pay attention to it. Pay attention to all the details that are put on the front of these churches, even when you go inside. Pay attention to the paintings. Pay attention to all the little stone structures. They all have a specific purpose for being there.
Well, they've even gone to these ancient churches, like the churches that were built in the 14 and 1500s in England, Scotland. And it was actually a father-son team that went into one of these churches, and they started, they were really big into architecture. So they're looking and they're noticing these little circles with what they thought were crosses in them, but they were all circularized. And they started really noticing that it's not so much a circle with a cross in it. It was musical. Like they were like, there's got to be something musical here. They realized it was frequency that had been carved out. And it was actually the most, you can actually look it up on TikTok. You can find it on YouTube as well. They composed, they took the time, painstakingly wrote down each note, and then they turned around and they played it. They composed the music from this church, and come to find out, it was music. It was frequency that had been carved into the cornices, into the trim, that the normal you and I would just be like, oh, look at the architecture. It's gorgeous. How much time do you think they carved that? But for somebody with a musical eye, they were able to walk in there and go, something's not quite right. That's not normal trim.
Right. Think about it. So the last time, you went to church, and let's say they had a big organ in it, and you're sitting there in the pew, and they play that organ, and you just feel it. You feel it resonating through you. Well, those old organs would play at that 440 hertz, okay, which is a healing bass. In the way that those frequencies would go up to the top of the church and then echo down. Like, guys, again, a lot of them, the top of them, they're curved, right? Okay, so think about that. It's just, again, it's another thing. One thing with frequencies, we're fascinated with. I've been fascinated with churches my whole life.
Same.
I grew up Catholic. It was baptized, communion, confirmation. I was an altar boy, the whole 9 yards.
Spiritual mutt, pastor's wife, youth pastor.
And they, again, and it's part of the reason why I stepped away from Catholicism, because they want to put you in this box and they want to tell you this, but it's actually not that. Because if you actually found the true meanings, you wouldn't so much need that religion. You wouldn't need that specific church. You wouldn't need that specific pastor. So they have to keep you there. So they just put you in this box, and you have to be, put your blinders on and just go forward like this. I gotta be careful what I say.
That's for another show, babe. That's another show.
Oh shit.
Back on to frequencies, though. So we see it portrayed out in religion. We see it in modern day with art, with how buildings are made. We see a lot of people sitting back and going, okay, stuff's not quite right. And they're not part of the metaphysical. They're not part of the holistic. They're not part of the paranormal community. It's normal, regular people that are going, there's Their stuff is missing. What is missing? And they're going down the rabbit holes and they're doing the deep dives. And this is where everything being categorized, like a card catalog now electronically, people are going backwards and finding music and figuring out what the hertz is. And then they're figuring out what the hertz is for stuff today. And they're like, why did it change? What is missing here? But see, frequency is so much more than just water and the vibration of the earth. It's so much more than what our bodies are frequency wise. And it's how, in all honesty, when you think about it, how we're supposed to be, they say your chakra's supposed to be aligned, so there's frequency with that, which makes sure that we keep to the frequency that we're supposed to be. When you hear Nick and I talk a lot, raise your frequency, raise your vibrations. When you think about it, when you're at the right frequency, you tend to find that the right people, your tribe, start coming into your life. The blessings start to flow, or you start finding a way to overcome the battles that you've been beating your head on a wall for 6 to 9 months, because you're getting back into a better headspace. You're getting your body realigned. You're mentally getting realigned spiritually, and you're finding that inner strength. But there's so many interesting aspects I find about how when we are on the right frequency, how this is all back to science, guys. Like draws like.
Yeah, I mean, you if you're thinking negatively and you have negative things going on, you are vibrating at a very, very low frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are vibrating at a low frequency, you are going to now attract other things that are low frequency beings, people, state of, situations, stuff like that. It just compounds. It compounds, and you are stuck in that low frequency state. You go investigating, and you are the type of person that every time you go somewhere, it's something negative happens. It's has nothing to do with the locations. It has nothing to do with the spirits. It is you per se. You are attracting those to yourself. That's why Bree and I say, raise that vibration, raise that frequency. The higher you can get it, the better you are going to have a positive outcome in your investigation. The interaction is going to become more positive, more light beings. But the moment, what's what we say all the time. If you have some negative things going on in your life, don't go ghost hunting. Don't. Till you can get those rectified, don't do it. Because you're just going to compound that situation even worse. You know, people are like, well, I don't want to take a demonic being home. I don't want to take a nasty being home. But you're not rectifying yourself mentally and physically and spiritually to raise your frequency and your vibration. So that is exactly what is going to happen. And then you're sitting there crying wolf again to your friends and family and to social media because, oh my God, poor me, shitstorm, this or that. Now I have this, now I have that. Well, look, stop, look in the mirror. You have to start with yourself and change.
Like if you come to the State House, you're going to find the tour that I give. I'm constantly cracking jokes. I'll find a couple people in the group that I lovingly pick on. I will even go to the extent of picking on myself. I'll pick on Nick. And I will have you guys laughing throughout the tour. And as you're laughing, you guys are getting into a good mindset. If you came in tired, you're finding yourself a little bit more awake. You're a little bit more aware of your surroundings. You're kind of shaking it off and you're getting into the feel of what you came there for in a positive fashion and in a positive mindset. And like one thing like I really want to point out too is like, say like you find yourself constantly fighting with your friends. You're constantly fighting with your husband, your wife, your significant other. and you're like, this, I got to get off this carousel. I got this craziness has to stop. And you guys are trying everything. You're trying everything you can to stop the stupid arguments. Well, think of it this way though. If you're not in a good place, your frequency is low. You're not necessarily in a place where you're pausing, taking that step back and reevaluating a situation, and you're making a situation worse because you're automatically knee jerking and assuming, causing more destruction and more irritation in a situation.
Excellent question by Ron. So, do you raise your frequency through meditation, or are there other ways as well? Yes, you can absolutely. Meditation is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Now, meditation is difficult, and people preach meditation. We preach it, and I barely do it. I won't lie to you. It's hard to make time to do that. Now, let's say you are in a funk, okay, and you want to go ghost hunting, which we don't recommend. But I'm gonna tell you what you can do. On your way there, is that a mosquito?
Yep.
It's a dead mosquito. Um, on your way there, I want you to pick out your favorite music, your favorite, just like your favorite musician, your favorite band, your favorite genre. Okay, and I want you to blare it, and I want you to sing your little hearts out. I don't care if you sing and the windows crack and crumble because you are the worst singer in the world. Cats run away because holy crap, sing it.
Like, this is the type of music though where you're like fist bumping. This isn't the type of music where you're wanting to rage. So it's like, as we tell you to listen to your favorite jams, being mindful. Is this going to be Stained where he's talking about heartbreak and like you're getting into like a depressive funk? Is this going to be like Rammstein where you're like, I want to kill everybody and like burn it all to the fucking ground? Is this going to be, Beyonce where you're like, he fucking cheating and now you're mad for her? Or is this going to be like you're listening to Usher and you're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you're wanting to like go dance and you're wanting to have fun. And, so being mindful of the music that you're listening to, because the frequencies of the music, along with the lyrics, can have an effect on your mindset, on you spiritually. I know myself, a lot of people are like, but Bree, you're a medium, it affects you differently. I'm a person first. Before anything, I'm a person first. I'm flesh and blood. And I have to be very mindful of what I listen to because as a person, music affects my mood. Nick can tell you when I've been listening to some stuff because he'll be like, babe, you okay? Like he can point it out just as much as when I know he's been listening to stuff, I'll be like, babe, change channel, like let's go to the next song. Like we're able to balance each other like that.
For me, my favorite would probably be Shinedown.
Yes.
They have a lot of inspirational lyrics in their songs, especially their third album and above. There's a lot of meaning behind it. I really get into that headspace when I listen to Shinedown. I absolutely love them. Um, but something like that, call your friend that you know that you're going to crack jokes with, and you're going to have a few laughs. Go with people that aren't as serious and will have a good time. Get in there, start laughing, cracking jokes, raise that vibration, play music. I mean, spirits love music too, you know.
How many times did we go to locations, or did I go and I did like the wobble or the Cupid shuffle and equipment? And we know it wasn't my dancing because of the space in between me and the equipment, but the equipment would start going off. And like one of the locations was actually quite humorous because we started digging a little deeper. People started giving us information about the history of the house.
Ooh, I Have the Tiger. That's a good
That's
one.
a great
That's
one.
a great one. That is a great song to get hyped to.
I actually was doing the Cupid Shuffle at Hinsdale, and we weren't getting a lot, and I was getting kind of frustrated because I was feeling pressure, like I needed to perform. I was live, I was there with a couple other people. Somebody put a song lyric in the chat, and I was like, oh, I've got my spare phone, let me put some music on. I attached it to a speaker I had with me, and I did the Cupid shuffle. And as I was doing the turn, to make it funny, I started really shaking my ass. Well, the flashlights that had been set up, not just flashlights, but we had different pieces of equipment, they all started going off. And when you look into the history of Hinsdale, at one time, it was a brothel during Prohibition. The mob actually had control of the house, or ownership of the house, and there was prostitution at Hinsdale. So when you think about a woman dancing in that fashion, it triggered something to interact. And then I think the coolest thing though was that they actually, my phone got touched and they changed the music to a song, and you could hear them, the spirit singing along through an audio device. And it was like the 4th of July went off, like all the pieces of equipment. So it's like, try it. It never hurts. Play music. It doesn't have to be period music, because in
Right.
honesty, what period are you going for? Nick actually pointed that out.
Yeah, and there's another instance where Bree and I were at a very old high school, and we were in the gymnasium, and that high school and gyms, there's been dances. So we put on some 80s, like prom style songs, would have been played at proms during the 80s. Some of it we danced to, some we slow danced to. And it worked. I mean, all the equipment going crazy. You can hear the audio devices. You can hear voices coming through. It's not always just about sitting in the dark and holding that EVP recorder and asking a question. Sometimes that's not what's going to do it. And why not try something new like that? And while you're doing that, you are raising the vibration around you, and you're encompassing a positive reaction from the spirit realm.
Yeah. It's all about thinking outside of the box and being mindful of how you feel when you do things, the people that you keep company with, the conversations that you're having.
The company you keep is first and foremost.
Yes.
Be straight up. Been doing this for a decade. The company you keep on your investigation should be your A1 top priority, because that is going to either enhance or inhibit your outcome. And yes, we did play Footloose that night.
We did.
Everybody Footloose. All right, we got to move on. All right, so guys, I want to introduce you to a book. And look, we still have our Christian background. We still are heavy believers in Jesus Christ and all of that. But this is another book, and it's not a Satan book or anything like that. But this book dives deep into everything, to Masonic stuff, to symbolisms, to Christ oil, Christ consciousness, to chakras, to electromagnetic fields, to you name it. This book breaks it down for you. If you want to pull that up for us, Sarah, it's called The Book of Wisdom. It's written by Harry B. Joseph. And I took some pictures of a few pages. We're going to go over those pages here. And we're going to reference this book a lot in this series here. So, to understanding, astrology, to the tree of life, to God to human flesh, to celestial rulership.
There's
so much. This book is just absolutely amazing. And what drew me to this book is a lot of my thought process that I have encompassed through my time in the paranormal and the metaphysical field and doing this stuff, a lot of my thought process has gone to a lot of these ideology, and it's in this book. So it drew me to it to allow me to dive deeper. And once I start talking about this, and Bree, we would have conversations, and she's like, "Well, I don't understand because, again, your whole background was with Christianity,
Yeah.
and does some of this go against Christianity? Yes, but no."
It let's put it this way. In Christianity, because so break it down, and I know this is going to be a long list, and some people are going to be like, why is this relevant? Just bear with me. So growing up, I went to a lot of different churches. It was kind of my escape from my reality, so to speak. And there was Nazarene, Methodist, Lutheran, Baptist, Southern Baptist, non-denominational, Assemblies of God, aka Pentecostal. I even got drug around and did a lot. I went to a lot of different Catholic churches. At one point, a friend of mine was convinced I would be the perfect nun. Please don't laugh.
I, at one point, I wanted to be a priest.
And we're now together. How ironic. So I mean, there was a lot that is beat into you with certain denominations of Christianity. And like there's a lot of hellfire and brimstone that is preached, but it's preached in different formats. And so you are in a box and you're scared to take that step out. You're scared to bust out of the box because you've been taught everything has to fit in this box. And if it doesn't fit in the box, then you have to get rid of it. So as I was going through my awakening stage, and Nick and I were having a lot of like really deep conversations about just about everything in this book, it was hard for me and I had a lot of questions. And I know there were nights where I drove him batshit crazy because I have a very analytical mind. And it's like, I want to know the whys. I want it broken down. It's not that I want it spoon fed, but there's so much that's been ingrained and programmed in me that it's not just going to take a simple sentence or a picture to unbind me from what I've been wound up so tightly by. And I hope that makes sense to a couple of you that are watching right now. It's when you're taught and browbeaten with certain thought processes, it's hard to understand that there's something else, that there could be something more. So a lot of what Nick and I are going to be discussing, not just tonight, but throughout Empowered Transcendence, it's been learning for me as well.
Excuse me. I want you to think about your favorite color. Okay? And in the comments, I want you to type in your favorite color. And we're going to talk about your favorite color. But Sarah, if you could pull up the first picture in that book that I sent you. Chakra functions. Oh shit. I gotta find that. Yeah, I lost that page. All right, so chakras. What did I do? Where is that page? Keep talking, babe. Entertain the masses.
Entertain the masses?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see a couple colors thrown into. I would really like to see a couple people's favorite colors. Like, I'll start. My favorite is purple. Although growing up, I mean, I've always loved purple. There's certain shades that I'm more favorable of. And But I will say there's other colors that I'm very fond of, but purple is that right there. That is my number one. That is my go-to. Um, man, and
Can't
there's
find it.
no page number.
Okay. That one might work.
Here, you want me to flip?
Go to the next one. For some reason, I cannot find it.
That's the colors. Right here.
All right.
So it
So-
is probably
I want you to think about this. So,
no, this one.
I know, I have it. All right. So, in this picture, you're going to see a little devil figure right there, right? Can you guys see it? Let's read what it says. The devil is red because it symbolizes low frequency. Red is the slowest vibrating color, and when we vibrate, we operate within the low range of the frequency, the root chakra. We are in our animal nature. This is why you see the Baphomet, the devil, with a goat head and goat horns on its head because it shows the animal nature of man. Hell is a mind state that you manifest, and the devil is also a state of being. Now, I want you to think about if your favorite color is red. Are you a very peculiar person? Are you one that skates that line a little bit? Does some naughty things? Are you stuck in that root chakra? You know, somebody, okay, so Ron says purple. Purple is up here, and that is, I would say purple would resonate with your third eye. What is your third eye?
That's when you're open. You are able to see, communicate, feel. You've got discernment. I think that's a word that'll really resonate with a lot of the Christians that might be watching or people that come from Christian faith. We are taught to have discernment in our lives. You know, trust your gut, weigh it out.
You can take that picture off.
Scripture. So when you are operating in your third eye, you have a keen sense of discernment. You're also more typically a
open-minded person,
but overthinking and people pleasing.
Mm-hmm. I will tell you this. My favorite color is blue, and blue is the throat chakra. And I don't have an issue saying some outlandish things. I would say my throat chakra is pretty open. I'm a very opinionated, outspoken person.
Yeah.
So, so green, if your favorite color is green, you know, it's a heart chakra. You might lead with your heart. You might be more sensitive and understanding to other people and stuff like that.
Very giving.
So red is your low vibrating color. You get up to the purples, that is your high vibration. Your blue is next, your green, your yellow, then orange, then red. Just, it's something to think about, you know, on what?
Well, no, like even the crown is a shade of purple. Your crown chakra.
All right, ma'am. Next picture. I still can't find that page. I don't know what I did with that. I don't know where I got that. Oh, I had this all planned out. Now I'm fucking struggle busting. How did I?
I don't know what happened to all. You had a bunch of.
Okay.
Here.
All right. Nope. I got this. I know what it is. All right, guys. Here's the next one, and this is the one we might lose you. I want you to read the top of what that page says.
So, for those who aren't able to because you have your phone sideways, I'll do you a solid. Sex is a sacred ritual. It is an exchange of energy and DNA. DNA holds all the information about that person, including traumas, mental problems, and everything else. I don't know why they just totally repeated that sentence. Everyone you've ever kissed or had sex with, you have had an exchange of DNA. This will affect you in some way or another as you are downloading all of that person's information directly into now your DNA. You want me to go to the next
Keep
one?
reading to the next one.
Paragraph 2. Demonic entities. Here's the D word that we always try to skirt around. That may feed off that person can also be transferred now onto you. Demonic entities normally feed off sexually addicted people, as sexual energy is a very powerful force that they feed. If you do not believe in spirits, then you should learn how to astral travel and see them for yourselves. Paragraph 3. Playing out sex creates a very high vibration and can be used to raise the Kundalini energy from the base of your spine to your third eye. This is called white tantra sex. This sex is a non-ejaculatory sex where you raise the orgasms up your spine to the head region and have an internal orgasm activating the pineal gland. This is a very powerful way for both males and females to raise their state of consciousness. But let's digress
I wasn't done with that page.
Let's really dive into this a little bit when you think about what I read.
Okay.
If you can have demonic entities
Macaroni
feeding off of you,
you can take that off now.
I mean, there's some pretty serious consequences if you are not guarding yourself and you're not being
So let's think about this. The chakra functions in a relationship. Okay. This is where it's beneficial. So they talk about the root chakra. In the root chakra, the woman receives, the man gives stamina and physical strength. In the sacral chakra, the woman gives sexual energy, connection, and intimacy. The man receives. Now going to the solar plexus, the woman receives. The man gives protection, safety, stability, including emotional. Now you go to the heart chakra. The woman gives love, joy, spontaneity, emotional support. The man receives it. You go to the throat chakra. The woman receives. man gives respect, status, listening, and understanding. Keep your head out of the gutter. All right, third eye.
You're the one laughing.
Because it just dawned on me. The third eye. Women gives vision, ideas, intuition, beliefs, future plan. Man receives. Now, in the crown chakra, the woman gives spiritual guidance. Man gives mental strength. So, when you get into a relationship where you get to that level, your guys' frequencies are matching, and you get to to this stage, like it is something that it is beneficial for both you, even on a spiritual and energetic level. All right, next page. Producer. There it is, right there. SEX, Sacred Energy Exchange. Okay. Now, this is going to break down each letter and the The letter S is a representative of the serpent, a symbol often associated with the Kundalini and the sexual energy. This connection is reflected in words like sex, where the letter S serves as a symbolic link to the serpent and the profound energies associated with Kundalini and sexuality. The serpent makes a similar noise to the pronunciation of the letter S. Serpents indeed produce a hissing sound that bears a resemblance to the pronunciation of the letter S. They did that twice. The auditory connection may further contribute to the symbolism association between serpents and the letter S, reinforcing the link between the serpent as a symbol of Kundalini and sexual energy. Now, the E being 3, so 369, energy, frequency, vibration, or 369, time, space, matter, or 369, mind, body, and soul. The symbolism of the letter E takes on a unique perspective when considered as the visual reflection of the number 3 mirrored. The E resembles the numerical 3, a representation often associated with the Trinity of creation. In this interpretation, the visual symmetry between E and 3 creates a symbolic link to the concept of a triad, invoking notions of creation and harmony within the Trinity of existence. Now, pull that picture up one more time there, Sarah, if you would, please. On the bottom, you're going to see where it's got an X and it says female. So on that X, you have a triangle coming down, but you can't see the bottom of it. There's another triangle coming up. Is male, which means combining together. Sex equals 48 or ordinal. S is 19, E is 5, X is 24, it's 48. Ordinal, one word, 3 letters. Father, mother, child, 4 plus 8 is 12, 1.2 is 3. Sex has 3 letters symbolizing the 3 aspects of creation. Okay. Have we embarrassed you enough yet?
So here's something that I think a lot of people need to understand, though, is that this is something that, okay, a lot of people are like, oh, sex is great. Oh, my God. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Yes, it is good. We're not going to sit here and give you like no sex before marriage talk, because that's between you, your partner, and whoever your God is. We're not here to dictate that for you. That is your own personal thing. But what we want to do, talking about frequencies, is we want to bring to light, guys, if you are not doing this in the right fashion, by saying that, I mean you are having one night stand after one night stand, you are out and whoring around and being the very definition of the tramp stamp you got in 1998, but
Hey,
your ass
don't
cracked.
talk about my tramp stamp.
Look, you're spreading your energy out and you're collecting all that stuff from other people. It doesn't matter if you're having safe sex or not. You are still having an energy exchange with somebody else. Now, we even talked about this in our very first episode about how people have attachments. You don't know. It's not so much you don't know what the skeletons in somebody's closet is when you're having these numerous one-night stands. You literally don't know who they're dragging around with them in a spiritual aspect that could now, that spirit that's with them could be taking a look at you and going, you know what? You look pretty appetizing. I can make your life a living hell now. I'm done messing with this person. I'm on to my next meal. My next meal is going to be you. You're opening yourself up in an energetic manner for a lot of problems. So we really wanted to discuss this in a sense that we want to encourage people to really think this through. We want people to have healthy sexual relationships. We want people to have loving sexual relationships. But be mindful of your energy that you're exchanging. Be protective of yourself.
Who was the old lady back in the 80s and 90s who was on the radio that was always talking about this stuff?
Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth. I want you to think about this in our community, guys, in the paranormal community. I want you to think about the people that um, you know, are unfaithful in that aspect, and the company they keep and the drama they start, and how much one entails the other, and it's a snowball for them, and it's a snowball for every person that surrounds them in that aspect. Think about that. So everything we just said, look at it a different perspective. The company you keep, the partners you select, the mindset you put yourself in to be that unfaithful person, and to what, better yourself in the community, you're eventually going to fall on your face. The rooster will crow. The devil will get you
Mhm.
because you are vibrating on that frequency, and boy, it gets his juices going, and he will get you. I hope you understand a little bit more about frequencies and how, again, everything has intentions, for one, everything has a frequency, and you can use the frequency in a good way to better your life in any aspect, you know, whether it be with your spouse, whether it be with your family, your children, your work, your friends, your colleagues here in the paranormal, your investigating techniques, everything. It's food for thought. Think about it. Try it. Do a little research on your own. We are not the end all of information. This is just our thought process. These are our opinions, even down to the last subject. So, we hope you guys enjoy this ride here on Empowered Transcendence. We hope you guys will eventually come out and see us in person. And, when you come out and see us in person, you will actually get to witness greatness here in mediumship from, the self help psychic medium, Brie Carboni here, because she's amazing. And the gallery reading she puts together is amazing. So when this comes to you, when it comes to your small town, and buy the ticket, come out, let's have some fun. And any parting words there, love?
No, I think you hit the ball in the park, babe. You did good.
Well, let's hope the Cubs hit the ball out of the park tonight.
Yeah.
Again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Power Transcendence. You guys can follow us on Facebook, TikTok. Follow the XL Network, Paranormal XL as well. Big shout out to Sarah, our producer. And guys, we'll see you in 2 weeks with a different topic.